and we're going to have a quick interview with the coach of Shopify Rebellion, BuLba. Can you hear us? Congratulations on the win. I have to ask, how sweaty was the team atmosphere after game number 1? Who did you have to yell at to be like, let's clean this up and going into game 2, boys?
It was just like no one really expected it. I think everyone kind of expected the easier game. The game was definitely going well. I think we just talked about what we need to fix for the next one. Because if we did a little bit of things cleaner, I think that game would have been a lot easier. But game 1 definitely wasn't really clean. And then I think for game 2 we definitely fixed it for the most part. So yeah, I probably just woke us all up, including myself. So.
If you're allowed to reveal, what kind of adjustments did you make draft-wise that you feel made the difference between game 1 and game 2 that made the game look so much cleaner, despite the fact that the laning phase wasn't like an out-and-out stomp in your direction?
Not necessarily that much. I think drafting I can't say too much about, but it just I think both games were relatively easy for us. I think game 1 we just made a few mistakes that made them come back, but I think they gave us Lina, and eventually the game just went in our favor. And I think game 2, I think that game we were able to fix some of the mistakes, and the game went a lot cleaner, especially in the same time span of whatever happened in game 1, we fixed it for game 2.
BuLba, talk to me about the drafting dynamic now with Saberlight in the roster. Like, you had Nightfall earlier. Obviously, I think it was a bit harder to draft. Maybe the hero pool not as big. With Saberlight, do you find it easier? Do you enjoy drafting more here for this roster?
I think it was definitely more challenging last year at the start, especially. I think Saberlight is definitely he's an offlaner. He's this idiot. Yeah, he's a funny guy. He definitely is fun to have around. I think last year when he stood in for Entity as well as when he was on TSM, I think he impressed all of us, especially me. So I think he definitely brings experience from on that part, and we have our own stuff, so we're able to kind of merge a lot of the things, and I think he's been doing a really good job of that. But yeah, generally it's been easier to fit him in. That's the answer to your question.
Do you think his personality kind of uplifts the team in these games as well? Because we hear these stories about him eating bread rolls in the shower and all this weird stuff. Do you think that kind of kooky personality kind of makes the team just a little bit more relaxed during these games?
Yeah, for sure. I think definitely. I think he's a fun guy to joke around with. I think me and him, we kind of joke about a lot of stuff together. So he's like a fellow, kind of another like clowny personality to have on the team, and he's just sitting there like making me laugh nonstop. So yeah, it's hard for me not to laugh right now. But yeah, he definitely brings up the mood, and he's a fun person to have. I think the team in general is having a lot of fun this year, the last few weeks.
All right, now we all know NA is the best region in the world, right? But I want your opinion here, BuLba. If you guys have been looking outside, if you guys have been watching the rest of the DPC, is there any team you guys are looking forward to perhaps facing in a LAN if you guys do manage to get out there?
Yeah, we've been practicing mostly versus the Europe teams as well as the CIS teams as well as SA. So yeah, it's obvious, we're playing every region we can. I think to answer your question, the teams from each region, probably BetBoom / Team Spirit from CIS, and then Europe probably Team Liquid, and we play Team Liquid quite a bit in practice. So, and then from SA probably EG.
All right. And one last thing. You didn't mention NA. What's the team you'd want to play against in NA? You only have a few matches left. Who are you looking forward to most?
Well, I think the last 2 matches are the ones that I think, I guess the schedule is on purpose to save those last 2. So it's TSM and Nouns. So both of them I think we're going to respect. Their rosters obviously changed a little bit on each roster. So yeah, the TSM match is probably the one that the team's looking forward to the most.
Before I let you go, BuLba, I've got to ask, because Coach Moonmeander had some very based words towards Saberlight and your team in general. Do you have any based takes against against Moon Meander before your matchup?
What did Moonmander say?
Oh, there was a lot of things he said. I believe he promised Sableye that you guys would lose that series and he would get annihilated and something about never ever. I don't know. I wasn't listening, BuLba, but it was very based. Have you got anything to say?
I can't really match whatever Moon was said. If you watch his old streams, So he doesn't really know sometimes how to control what he says. So I'll just sit and say I'm just looking forward to having a good match with them. So he can talk all he wants. I think that's what he's good at.
Something I'm curious about, BuLba. Obviously, you've been in the coaching role for quite some time over the years, and the game itself has evolved in various ways. Maybe not in the last year or so. It's been a little bit more static in that regard. Can you talk to us about how you as a coach have evolved over the years? In what ways have you found yourself improving in your capacity to be able to coach teams to victory?
I think definitely Dota's evolved the last few years in some senses. I think as a team we were definitely able to be consistent. Maybe not the last year, but the years before. So I think being able, we were getting decent placing in all the tournaments. So I think every year we kind of had to adapt in some situation to whatever was going on, Dota-wise. Because more than just the patches, the game changes, like by what the teams do itself. The patches kind of help accelerate it sometimes. But, the teams also change Dota itself in some ways. Right now, the game is pretty substandard for the teams that have been at the top, but are playing a similar way. I think, so, and you can kind of maybe put some causation to that, but otherwise, it's important to kind of see what people are doing and what the good teams that are at least winning the tournaments are doing, and also decipher for yourself what is like actually good that they do, what to take, or maybe something that you think you can beat. Vice versa, just having that kind of studying their games, watching the replays, things like that.
Okay. I have one more question before we let you go back to practicing and getting ready for your upcoming series. As one of the premier minds in Dota, obviously people would love to know how you think in general. So can you recommend a good book for us that we should peruse get closer to how you feel about things?
A good book? I'll be honest, I haven't read in a while. My last book that I really liked, most of my books were in college, in high school. Probably my favorite book of all time was Of Mice and Men. So I've read that book a lot of times. So yeah, that was probably my favorite book growing up. And then there's some ones fantasy and stuff. But yeah, Of Mice and Men probably my favorite.
All right, Of Mice and Men. Right now, you are the men of the Dota 2 NADPC at the moment. So thank you so much for your time. We'll let you get back to practicing. Good luck for your future games, and we hope to see you at the major. So thank you so much, BuLba.
Yeah, thank you.
I would like nothing more than to plant myself in the sunshine next